Which committee are you in?
And I'm not part of it.
Or he said he had to go home.
And they wrote down today.
Okay, because you know we stream all these now, so we're live. Yeah.
So you're the only one who doesn't get to be on camera.
Hmm?
You're the only one who doesn't get to be on
He
camera.
tries not to.
Yeah.
That's not cool.
I didn't stay.
Yeah.
You're the one who should be on camera.
Well, Deborah actually, she's running this meeting.
This is true.
Consequences going with it? No, he died. It's just crazy. He almost died on the home drive. Only ran a couple days. What?
You were in the first two.
That's all we do.
Oh, okay.
He was hitting those turns like nothing. But it's crazy.
From Karen. One night, I read that letter, right? I'm supposed to
I
go.
would say by the 28th.
Oh, okay.
Because they told me the 20th,
What?
and then they told me the 20th, and
Alright.
then I turned back my sentence at the 20th, but then they got another extension to the 28th. So that's
Okay,
Thursday.
sorry.
No, it's okay. And she was like, "Oh, you can wait to turn it in by Thursday." I'm gonna turn in my stuff already.
Okay.
Yeah, the 28th.
Okay.
Is that okay?
What's that?
Okay.
That's crazy.
Um,
No, I had to
And there was like a sheet you had to scan in.
Okay.
I can print.
Whatever you sent me, I'll get used.
Attention all staff, you have 30 minutes until program ends. 30 minutes until program ends.
You know, maybe the hour.
But I heard something.
Yeah.
I was like, you don't want to talk to me about like, you know, doing stuff about, not about me, but about there.
¿Todo bien? Hablo español también.
Here, okay.
I'm hoping I don't
Okay.
Sí,
Okay.
una conversación.
I did figure I have to look at the
You study.
people. I'm ready to
You're
work.
really good.
Just letting you know.
high school.
Yeah. But she has no you, so I'm kind of pretending I
That's
don't
fine.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sitting out here, nothing.
So just to let everyone know, we're live stream. So, and we have one viewer right now. I think who might be me. So I'm just right. Like, is this? Would you know this, Jason?
Oh my god.
See, there's
It's on
one.
YouTube Live.
Yeah,
I think that is you.
that's yeah. So no one's watching, right?
Are you going to say something?
You can also watch those later.
But did the pizza come? Oh, what? We should probably do that. Right? Yeah? Okay, yes, please.
I like to do-
Should I send pizza?
Justo, yo también.
I want some.
I don't know why they look like
Can you just?
And yeah, I did my charger. It can survive 1 hour without it.
They can do an hour? Go.
And this an hour. Even when I'm having typing spends.
Should we sit like more like this direction? Is that what
Yeah.
you're going for?
Yeah. Or we can. Or do you want to sit at the?
I do not have to sit at the head. I can, but.
Yeah, because you're gonna be leading most of the.
Okay, so it'll look
Thank you,
weird.
thank
It'll look
you.
like I'm taking over your job.
Right. And it looks like we have our first visitor who signed on.
Oh, really?
Let's see. Who is this? They won't let me.
Weird about sitting at the table. Do you?
So you guys, we're live streaming, so just to let you know, and we have 2 visitors that have signed on, and pizza is here.
I think we'll get some pizza.
Yes.
Maybe just chow down the whole time.
Right. Yeah.
You already started
I don't know. It looks like it could read. Yeah, just trying to figure out what
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Sounds really fun.
By the time that I've Do you have a student? Did you sign in student?
I did.
Okay.
Oh, there they are. There's some.
Jason,
I'm gonna send you a statement of what you need to have of another.
Oh, are you
Just so you have a
I'm
record.
in a
Get your program.
committee. In a committee.
And that way you don't have to write down what I'm saying.
Would you like a Google Doc?
Your committee?
It's not a Google Doc, it's an email.
I'm like, I think somebody just like a recipe.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, yeah. We all look at those things, it's just we don't know.
Oh, so we still need, do we only need 6 or do we need 7?
7.
I think we still need someone. So we've got,
First survey
Rodney signed in the wrong spot.
on the survey.
We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, same.
So we need the kids. Are they coming?
I know Victor's downstairs still. with
Oh, he is?
Shannon. I
Is
don't-
Cynthia coming?
Not that I know of.
Victor's coming. Okay.
Victor's coming?
Victor's
So he'll
all we
make
need.
quorum then.
I don't know if he's coming though.
Oh,
You-
he's just hanging out downstairs.
Is anyone?
He's
have-
helping with the Black History Month. I know that.
Are they down there rehearsing right now?
They were like at
He was in charge of setting up the auditorium for tomorrow.
Yeah.
yeah. They're in there right now. Well, they were in there when I came up like at 4:50.
Elizabeth signed it. Oh, Elizabeth has signed it.
You want me to call her?
Do you have his number? Yeah. Thank you.
Hello, con Victor. Hola, hola, hola. Good, and you? Good, good. No, I know that we're waiting for him. See if he's coming. And what are you doing? Okay, thank you so much. Hey, ¿cómo estás? Vamos para ver si venís a otro venir por mí. Si vas a poder venir hoy. Yeah. Yeah. I just wanted to see if you were going to be able to make it.
Well, we could probably review the minutes even though we don't have quorum, right? Just to get a head start. And then,
Oh, no, la cita terminando.
Does everyone have copies of the minutes? Even,
No,
I think they were,
Stapled version.
they're right here.
Yeah.
So we can start looking over the minutes now while we're waiting for quorum.
It's okay.
We're waiting for one more member. We have 6 people.
Okay, no hay problema entonces. No, it's okay. I understand. No, it's okay. I'll let them know. Okay, no problem. No problem. No problem. So, Mr. Hirsch, please help him with the Black History Month rehearsal. We need him there with the lighting and all that to be ready. In order to be ready for tomorrow.
well, we could just
No, we've got
discuss
Diana.
all the parts that don't need a vote.
We
And then when
actually
we,
have Diana here also.
there we go. Right.
This is Mr. Paul.
We got
Simon
quorum.
in your spot.
We have 3 family members online.
Nice.
We can make comments too. We could make comments.
Yep. Yeah, during public comment if they'd like. During public comment, if anyone online would like to write in the chat line, I can read it out for you.
When you get a chance on the sign-ins that were Rodney signed in, that should be Diana Martinez name. Just for next time.
Surprised it's not there.
So we're reviewing the,
We're reviewing the minutes while we're waiting for quorum. Sunday's calling with the other parents because their son is still here. I mean, Sandra's. Where did Victor go? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because the Black History Month is tomorrow.
Oh,
They're rehearsing and they need for the lighting.
I see.
we lost a parent. I mean, they're not online any longer.
Oh.
That is the agenda.
Yeah.
Thank you, sorry.
I got one of those too, and the minutes. Thank you.
For Jessica? You know what you're talking about?
Sushi, should the mats.
We didn't have sushi.
I talked to John. He said that they're. So,
Well, I don't know where they're at if they're on.
oh, okay. Never mind.
Does anyone else need to sign in?
Are you Maria?
Oh,
Oh, that.
that should be.
Oh.
Is that on my-
Sí, soy
Adriana. Oh, Adriana. Oh. Welcome. So I'm just calling Diana Martinez, her name's not on here, but Diana Sunston. So. Oh, because of the SATs, or the SATs,
Should do we don't have a forum yet?
not yet. Sandra is calling.
Because we could push the approval of the minutes back a little and just do some of the stuff that doesn't require any votes.
Okay.
I mean, just for time's sake.
All right, so, those would be what does not require votes, the pilot committee share outs and principals update.
Yeah.
Why don't we go ahead and start with that then? Or should we wait to find out if the other parents on their way?
Are they? How do we find that
Let
out?
me just check real quick.
Okay.
before we start.
After the public.
I don't see her. So why don't we go ahead and, just start with an informal meeting? So, all right, so we're gonna start with an informal meeting, because we do not have quorum yet. The items on the agenda that do not call for quorum are the pilot committee share out and principals update. So we could start with the pilot committee share out. Is there anyone here from that? Parent support.
All right, we've taken liberty to update the agenda for 11, and you see that there are 6 items that are underneath the parent committee that have been updated. One of which is the parent circle, which has the dates of March 21st and April 25th. There's a lot of clarity about parent support selling at Black History. But it looks like we have the parent support that we're going to be selling during the Black History event. We're also working on the teen depression workshop and working on the defense workshops so that parents can have better understanding of how we can kind of functions and operates.
We're also need to interview a parent community rep as soon as possible. And we are trying to figure out how we are supporting student-led conferences.
Can I ask you to clarify what parent circle is on 321, 325? Okay.
Touch base with the committee members.
Okay. Anything else for parent committee or any questions for parent committee?
Yeah, wait, so did you guys read off all 6?
Yes.
Yeah, so just trying to figure out how we're supporting student-led conferences. Help me out if I get this right or wrong, but the student support committee was sort of helping with the logistics of how the conference, the student-led piece works, and then the parent support committee is just helping us out with the logistics in terms of timing, advertising, rotations, that sort of thing. Is that right?
Yeah, there's like a content piece for like how does a student talk about their mastery during student-led conferencing, and that's handled by student support committee.
But then the parent committee is just working the logistics, advertising,
Like
the
day-to-day,
rotations, yeah.
like creating a flyer for parents, getting sign-in sheets ready, getting the snacks.
And we have pilot parent committee. We have a pilot school committee meeting 1 month before the conferences, so that'll come up, I think, like in the first week of March, and then the conferences are first week of April, right? Somewhere around there. So there'll be at least a month prior to that where we give the committee time to kind of work on that stuff.
I believe it's actually the first week of May.
Oh, that's right. So it's April 2nd is the pilot school meeting and May 2nd is the conference?
It's really late.
It does seem very, very late. So that's coming right after the 15-week report card.
I think last year it was in April. I thought, yeah.
It was after the 10-week, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, so I wonder what the thinking is. We got some parents here. I don't know, what do you guys think? So the parent, teacher, student-led conferences are set right now to be in the first week of May.
La conferencia de padres dice que está programada para que sea la primera semana de mayo.
¿Semana de mayo?
Ujú. Ya va a ser para las 15 semanas, o el tercer reporte. ¿Qué piensan? ¿Muy tarde?
So maybe we could take that back to the committees just to talk about that, because I'm a little worried if we announce, hey, your kid's failing. Yeah,
Mhm.
particularly with students that are trying to go to prom and, they need that kind of push.
Because isn't prom in May?
Yeah,
We felt that too.
Prom's before
Prom's
the
it?
15 weeks.
but not the 10-week.
No, it's after the 10 weeks before the 15.
We felt that too, but that date was set from on every flyer, like from the beginning of the
Uh.
year. And so we thought it wasn't able to be changed, but
So this was something that went out on those important dates calendar?
But I'm pretty sure if you parents won't even look at that. Once they get it, then it's place away, and then if you send a call or a text, they will to change it, and then should be.
I'd also like to advocate for it being earlier because usually I do the English learner, the conferences for English learners and long-term English learners. We set those conferences with the ELD teachers during this, and it's really late in the year to do those conferences for the same reasons, because it's hard to catch the students. They've already fallen so far behind by then that we can't catch them. So I would like that too for this early.
I wonder if, because we have that date there, and that's where a lot of our families expect to come. We talked about trying to do like a parent night or a student-led night for specifically for our at-risk students, where it could be sort of like an invitational thing, maybe so you target the students that we know. Because when you get a parent coming in to check in on a kid with straight A's, it sort of turns into just a compliment session. But maybe we could target that, but that would have to get we'd have to get the buy-in from the teachers to do something like
And
that.
at-risk student conference.
conferencia para los niños que estaban
Yeah,
fallando,
like an
porque los
invitational one,
hizo
like
That
an,
would be fantastic.
yeah. But we got to talk to the
pero van a hablar con
committee and the
los
staff to see if
primero
that's something they're willing to
y
do.
el personal.
Is there anything else for the parent support?
I did want to specify for the Black History Month assembly, that's tomorrow.
That's tomorrow.
And there's a parent assembly in the evening at 6
Yes.
p.m. If anyone wants to try that.
We are having pizza tomorrow, nachos, and all goodies before the event. Might start by 30.
5:30, okay.
Vamos a tener el evento de afroamericanos mañana a las 6 de la tarde, están invitados. Vamos a tener también venta de hot dogs, pizza. Vamos a comenzar a las 5:30.
Anything else for parent support?
We're working on the workshops, on the dates. We're still working on those dates for the workshops. And we got our student reps, which we have, I hope that it's being presented. Sus Campuzano is over here. He's one of the students that we have in our committee. And if you see the flyer around, Jasmine Cardona is in our committee too. She designed the flyer for the Black History Month. I just want to add to the parent committee, like even if the flyer went out every year with those very important dates, but it's also important that you guys will send a message reminding because we forget. So if you guys want parents to come, we need to be notified. I don't receive a call, but Ms. Ramirez was gonna do a call about reminding of the event today. I don't know if they went out. Do you know anything, Mr.
They should have gone out last week. I sent 2 this morning or this afternoon.
Mañana 2 llamadas. Ms. Ramirez iba a mandar ahora supuestamente un recordatorio.
Did you guys get any today?
Just for today's meeting.
Not for the parent conferences. Yeah, I mean those are in May. It's like a
Para el evento, no fue. Okay. I just got 2 messages for governing board meeting.
So are you saying it'd be good to send something out right now for May, just so that
No. Like when it's getting close.
close? Yeah.
Yeah. Because if you're assuming that because we got the flyer at the beginning with
Yeah, I
those
know.
dates.
Yeah.
So it's like changing the date.
Oh, I see. It's not as critical
It's
because
not as critical because we tend to forget or like,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
just.
so another reason why
Yeah.
we couldn't move it up to the 10-week.
Yeah, we kind of send reminders and calls before each event. So
Yeah.
this one, sorry.
Okay, so I'll talk to parent committee, student support, and see if they're interested in aligning it with the 10-week, if that's a possibility. If not, maybe we could do some kind of targeted intervention.
Right, the next step on the pilot committee share out is the instructional leadership team.
Sorry, I'm standing just so you guys can hear me. Instructional leadership has been, guiding PD. One of our
Están haciendo los días profesionales.
new things is creating a better protocol
Nuevas
for
cosas son
discussing at-risk
hacer un
students.
protocolo.
We haven't yet received feedback.
Donde hemos recibido,
I think it was
Información de
positive, but we're
regreso.
still waiting to hear what
Estamos esperando
staff
escuchar
members think about
de
it.
las personas del personal.
We also completed a community circle
También completamos círculo de comunidad,
on creating PDs and best practices.
creando
focusing on
mejores
classroom
prácticas
management.
y desarrollo profesional.
And one of the very, very important things that we've been working really hard on.
Una de las
and
cosas
staff
muy, muy
has been
importantes
giving
que
us
estamos
feedback
trabajando
on is
es
our WAS committee.
en el
mid-cycle
comité de
report.
WAS que nos va a visitar
It's due
en abril.
tomorrow.
y ya eso se vence
We're working
mañana.
on it today. Some of us are still working on it
Algunos
to
de
make sure
nosotros
it's
todavía no
perfect.
estamos trabajando en esa revisión del WAS.
We wanna, we'll be presenting more information
Estamos
about what's going to
presentando más
happen
presentación, qué es lo que va a
actual day,
pasar en ese día.
which is April 10th.
Que
So when
es
it
abril
comes
10.
closer, we'll have more information.
Vamos
for
a tener
everyone.
más información sobre eso.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Any questions for instructional leadership team or
¿Preguntas?
staff? Yes.
Just, I saw Susanna submitted her hours for the time she put in, but you guys just make sure to do that as well.
for those hours.
Next up is community outreach. Is there someone here from community outreach?
I am.
La comunidad.
Our calendar for the spring events,
Está pasando el calendario de los eventos de primavera.
and those are our upcoming PBLs and
Y estos son
Senior defense.
presentaciones de los seniors,
mini
También.
defense,
las defensas mínimas
and also the science fair.
y también
Next
la
week.
feria de ciencias.
We also would like potential guest speakers to participate
También tenemos a personas potenciales a que vengan a presentar
before the PBL takes place.
antes de que las presentaciones de los niños se den.
And we also had our annual career fair,
También ya tuvimos
the
nuestra
first of this
feria
month,
de carreras anual.
and I believe it went pretty well.
Yo creo que fue muy bien.
Okay, we had many
Tuvimos muchos
more
profesionales,
diversity in terms
más
of
diversidad
professionals.
en profesionales.
In the field of engineers, we had Latinos and women,
En los ingenieros tuviéramos a ingenieras latinas
okay, doing their presentations,
en
and
las presentaciones.
I think students really enjoying and learn a lot from this experience.
Los estudiantes disfrutaron mucho y aprendieron mucho de estas experiencias.
And that's something that we would like to continue in the future.
Y es algo que nos gustaría continuar en el futuro.
Anything else from community outreach or any questions for community
¿Algo
outreach?
más o pregunta?
Okay. Student support. Is there anyone here from student support committee?
Apoyo estudiantil.
So the first thing that we're kind of on
La
our,
primera cosa
that
es
we're working on
estamos
is
trabajando en
sending letters home
mandando cartas a casa
at the 10 week
después de las
for
10 semanas
current failing seniors
para los estudiantes del 12 grado que están fallando,
because at the 15 week
porque en las 15 semanas
it's decided that they won't be able to participate if they're failing in
se
senior
decide que
activities.
no van a participar en las actividades.
And previously there's been
Previamente ha sido
some way to kind of come to the governing board
alguna
and plead
manera
their
de que ellos vienen al
case,
comité de gobierno y presentan su caso,
but we've done away with that. So
pero
we're
no
hoping
vamos a hacer esto.
that the kind of letting them know the 10 weeks, so it won't be as a
Estamos
surprise.
dejándoles
So hoping
saber a
they
las 10
can
semanas o
forget
no
their
va a ser una sorpresa para ellos.
And then Mr. Ramos and Mr.
El señor
Malik
Ramos y el señor Malik
are working on a 15-week
están
incentive
trabajando en incentivos de 15 semanas
for students to improve their grades.
para estudiantes que han mejorado sus grados
And then it may coincide with teacher appreciation.
y también están
incentive.
haciendo una apreciación del maestro.
And then we calendared our SBAC luau
También estamos haciendo luau
on May
con lo de
16th.
los exámenes SBAC para mayo 16.
And then we've started to work with Mr. Hirsch
Empezamos a trabajar con el señor Hirsch,
on potentially having STEM alumni
mente tener una noche de alumnos,
come to have a panel with
vengan a tener un
11th
panel
graders.
para los 11 grados.
Thanks, Johnny.
Any questions or comments for student support?
¿Preguntas? ¿Comentarios?
That's a lot of stuff.
Es mucho, bastante.
Next up is the advisory committee. Is there anyone here from the advisory
Comité
committee?
de consejo de...
All right, so we've planned up until spring break. We took a little
Estamos
bit of
hasta el break del primavera.
we took a little bit of a different approach this time
Hemos
since
tomado algo diferente esta vez.
the next couple of months is all about
Próximos 2 meses es
testing and preparing for
sobre
SBAC,
preparándose
preparing
para SBAC, exámenes, preparándose para
10th grade mini defense.
para las mini
and
defensas
senior
de 10
defense.
grados y de los 12
So
grados,
that's the focus for most of
enfocándose en
the
más
upperclassmen.
de las clases altas.
9th graders are starting to work, continuing to do community circles,
Están haciendo círculos de comunidad,
study skills,
están
and
tomando
college and career
estudios de
readiness.
aprendizaje.
And we've also calendared or
También
worked with
hemos
calendaring in
fechado
the advisory timeline all
para
the
poner una línea de tiempo,
field trips that are being
en
planned
viajes que
around
han
testing.
se han hecho para cuando estén en exámenes.
Are there any questions or comments for the advisory committee?
¿Alguna pregunta, comentarios?
I think I mentioned this before, but kind of just in the record, the Principal Evaluation Committee, amongst other things, asked me to investigate other schools that have mentoring programs. So just want to give the advisory committee a heads up that
Va a haber un programa de mentores.
as soon as I identified that program,
Cuando identifique ese programa,
I'm going to hope to invite some advisory
esperamos
board committee
a invitar
members
a unos miembros del comité
to visit the school
del consejo
and learn a little
visitar
bit
la
about how
escuela,
they have seniors supporting.
para que vengan los estudiantes de
Underclassmen,
12 a
ninth
apoyar
graders.
los grados de noveno grado.
I was wondering if the master scheduling committee item, does that require a vote? Or is it just an
El punto de
update?
más de
To create an
Master?
ad hoc, yeah, it does.
creado el comité, sí necesita un voto.
So, and we can do the principal's update. I was wondering, can we still ask for any public comments? Even with that
Ah,
form?
antes de los updates del director, ¿hay algunos comentarios?
So we'll do the principal's update and then we'll do public comments afterwards in case any visitors wanted to. Same.
I'll send this report to you. Just some
Vamos a mandarle este reporte al señor Andrade.
just some updates. Those of you that are at the T with the principal, or those of you in PD probably have already heard this
Esos
before.
que han estado en T con el director o en el desarrollo profesional han escuchado antes.
But we monitored
Estamos
student data
monitoreando
quite closely.
Los data de los estudiantes muy de cerca.
Speaking of important data, the school experience survey data just
Hablando de data importante,
was recently released.
la encuesta fue apenas la mandaron.
So I'll spend some time
Voy a hacer un
combing through it.
en esto.
But I do encourage our pilot committees to consider looking at that data because
Pero sí quiero que los comités vean esa data.
you can get important information for the parent
Pueden
committee,
agarrar información importante para el
important
comité
information about what the
padres,
students are
que los
reporting.
estudiantes están reportando,
The ILT could get important information around how what the teachers are feeling.
cómo los maestros están sintiendo.
So I'll send out a link so that we can all do our own kind of data dive and then present on that. But the data that we do have right now is our attendance rate, which is
La asistencia
not good right now.
no está bien ahora.
Last week on Monday, we had close to 50 students absent.
El lunes tuvimos casi 50 estudiantes ausentes.
And then Tuesday through Friday, it was about 15, 20, so not as bad.
Martes a viernes son 15, 20, no está malo.
The week before that, we were averaging around 40 students absent.
Antes de esta semana fue a 40.
And so we've really got to reverse this trend
Tenemos que revertir esto.
because, you know, students can't learn when they don't come to school.
Porque los estudiantes no aprenden cuando no vienen a la escuela.
And this year's attendance determines next year's
Y este año
funding.
determina el próximo año.
We also took, we got about 5 parents joining us now. So welcome, parents.
Como 5 están con nosotros en línea. Bienvenidos.
Another area of concern is our pass-fail rate.
Las que están preocupados son las fallas de los estudiantes. Que están preocupados están pasando.
We took a significant drop in pass rates on our 5-week report card.
Tenemos mucho en 5 semanas, había muchas.
We know things are a little off because of the semester
Sabemos que
began
estuvo
and then there was
muy mal,
time out for
empezó
the
el
strike and then
semestre
students
y se pusieron
returned.
en huelga.
And it may
Cuando
have
regresamos,
some impact on
hubo
attendance.
un impacto en la asistencia.
But we've been working with teachers
Pero
and
estamos trabajando
communicating.
con maestros, comunicándonos.
And what I keep hearing from teachers is that
Y
they're
lo que
confident
continúo escuchando es la confidencia
that we'll get back to where we were at the 10-week report card.
ponerse otra vez donde estaban.
But we'll monitor that data
Pero
and
van a
share that out.
monitorear esa información y esa data para compartirla.
I'm really happy that
Estoy muy contento que
we created what's called the Graduation Readiness
creamos
Fund.
el fondo de graduación, estar listos para graduación.
This is an opportunity for teachers
Es oportunidad para
to
maestros
support struggling
que
students
ayuden a los estudiantes que están fallando, que le están siendo muy difícil.
and earn back some of the dollars lost
Y pues
on strike
así
days.
que ganen esos ese dinero que perdieron en la huelga,
helping students that had failed a course in the
ayudando
first
a los
semester,
niños que ya están fallando en su primer semestre.
and seeing if they can demonstrate mastery in
Y
a
ver
class
que
they
esos
failed.
ponen una maestría en esa clase de fallas.
Proud to report that 24 students
Estoy orgullosa de reportar que 20 estudiantes
have been adopted or
han
sponsored
sido adoptados
by a teacher on our
o
staff.
apadrinados por nuestros maestros.
We identified 100 students
Hemos
Um,
identificado 100 estudiantes
that had failed one or two
que han
classes,
fallado una o dos clases
and so far 24 of them have been sponsored,
y 24 de ellos han sido apadrinados ahorita.
and we hope to get to 100.
Esperamos que lleguemos a los 100.
Let's see, Ms. Rivera mentioned all the
Rivera
great work that they're
mencionó
doing in the WASC
Todo
report.
lo que están haciendo el reporte de WASC.
Just want to remind folks that's
Quiero
April 10th.
recordarles que es abril 10.
We'll send out an email for parents who'd like to
Vamos a
sit on a
mandar un
committee for that.
correo para quien quiera estar en ese comité.
We're heading into our second round of the science fair tomorrow.
Estamos ya en la segunda ronda de la Feria de Ciencia.
We have our
Mañana
Black History Month assembly tomorrow.
tenemos la asamblea de la cultura afroamericana y mañana.
Juniors that are participating in SAT prep can do that this coming Saturday.
Niños del 11 grado están preparando para el SAT.
And
sábado.
the Wednesday after next will be an SAT for every single junior.
El miércoles después de este va a ser exámenes para los niños de 11 grado.
Not a
de
practice
SAT.
test, this is the
No va
actual
a ser
SAT.
práctica, ese va a ser un examen, el actual examen.
I should remind everyone that daylight savings begins March 10th.
Recordándoles que el 10 de marzo ya cambia el tiempo.
So a longer, more sunlight at the end of the day,
Va a haber más sol al final del día.
but a little harder to get up in the morning the first
Pero
couple
va
of
a ser-
days.
Va a ser más difícil levantarse.
So I figure I could start warning folks now.
Eso ya.
We can
ya
dial back the
quiero
clock
decirles
slowly so we
ahorita
can
para que
get ready.
vayan sus cuerpos ya
Or spring
Ah.
forward, excuse me.
pensando en eso para la primavera.
The SBAC exams are coming up very soon.
Los
For our
exámenes del
juniors.
BAC van a venir muy pronto para los niños de 11 grado.
And so I think it's Girls Bell Delay has put together a de-stress day for teachers and
Y los
students.
niños de Girls Field de Ley, el club ha puesto un día de destreza
That'll be March 14th.
que va a ser 14 de marzo.
And then the Principal Evaluation Committee
El comité de evaluación del director
will meet March 21st.
se reunirá a marzo 21.
And by that time, I should have some updates on the 3 goals that were
Para
set
ese
for me.
tiempo voy a tener al día información al día para las 3 metas que me pusieron.
I'm already proud of the progress we've made in terms of live streaming all our
Estoy muy
meetings.
orgulloso en lo que ya estoy en la plataforma de internet.
Thank you to Akiro, our tech
Gracias
director,
a
for
Kiro
helping.
que me está ayudando.
Thank you to
tecnología.
Ms. Debagian, who's
Señores de Baguien,
ordering some equipment so that we can
ordenando algunas herramientas
have a more professional
para que
apparatus
tengamos un aparato más profesional,
for live streaming all of our meetings.
para que pongamos todas nuestras reuniones en la plataforma.
And the 2 other goals for the principal is a
Otras dos
mentoring
son
program
el programa de mentores
and creating an alumni panel, a
y
panel of
crear el
alumni
panel de los niños alumnos
to share their experience
que
in
vengan
college
a dar sus
after
experiencias.
STEM.
Aquí está.
And then I'll open up to any questions, folks.
Voy a abrir la pregunta si hay alguna pregunta o comentario.
Anyone have any questions about the principal's update?
I just want to mention something. You said that you were going to send an email to the parents that they want to sit on the
WASC.
WASC committee. I would suggest that you will send text or a call because the email doesn't
Yeah.
really work for
Did I said it? Did I see you?
You said
Yeah,
you
email,
said email.
yeah.
Sorry. No, a text and a phone blast.
Manda texto y una llamada telefónica.
Any other questions or comments about the principal's update?
¿Algo otra
Uh,
comentario o pregunta?
I should also share that
Quiero
we should be
compartir
getting
también
our
de que vamos
budgets
a agarrar
next
nuestro
year.
presupuesto para el próximo año.
in the next few
Los
weeks.
próximos 3 semanas,
Maybe, yeah, about 3 weeks.
como en unas próximas 3 semanas.
And we'll need to call a meeting, perhaps an emergency meeting
A lo mejor
or
vamos a llamar una reunión
something timely because we have to get our budgets,
para
Get a-
hablar sobre el presupuesto
get approval from the
y aprobarlo
board,
con la mesa directiva
and
de
then take
gobierno
that to our fiscal specialist.
y así llevarlo al especialista fiscal.
I don't know how
No sé cómo
small or large
o
our
qué
budgets will be
grande
next
o
year,
pequeño va a ser este año,
but we'll have to respond accordingly.
pero tenemos que responder de acuerdo.
And then what I'm concerned about is
Lo que me preocupa es
our budget will be calculated using last year's attendance rate.
nuestro presupuesto va a ser calculado según el año pasado.
Then
de asistencia.
in September of next year,
En septiembre del próximo año
they'll recalculate our budget
van a recalcular
based on our attendance from this year
basado en la asistencia de esta
and our
año
number of students.
y el número de estudiantes.
So I do think that, and we will be penalized for the days that we lost during the
Vamos a
strike.
ser penalizados por los días de
The district has let
huelga.
us know that all of those days will be counted against us.
Todos los días esos van a ser contados en nuestra contra.
So to kind of balance some of that,
So hay que balancear algo de eso.
I'm asking the office staff, including Sandra and
Estoy
Mirna
preguntando
and Sonia,
la oficina, incluyéndome a mí,
to
Mirna,
really
Sonia,
help us get the word out to increase our enrollment.
para ponerla ahí para el registro.
Because if our enrollment is stronger, bigger, it can make up for some of that difference in the
El
attendance rate.
registro, si el registro es más grande, puede hacer algo en impacto en el próximo año.
We cannot grow our ninth grade too big because those class sizes
No podemos poner el noveno grado tan grande
need to stay in the 20s.
porque esos tienen que estar entre los 20,
But we've had quite a few 10th and 11th graders
pero tenemos algunos 10 y 11 grados
check out and go to different schools for
que han
credit
ido a
recovery.
diferentes escuelas o están recuperando créditos.
And so we do have some space for
Tenemos algunos espacios para eso.
new students to come on board, and we want to do that. We want to make sure that happens.
Lo que queremos es ver que eso pase.
In both trackways?
En la-
In all grade levels.
todos los grados.
I have a question. What's being done to reach out to
¿Qué se está
those
haciendo para
students that have been absent?
qué se está haciendo para los estudiantes que están en ausencias?
So, of course they get all the robocalls, but we also have
Agarran
our
las
PSA
llamadas,
counselor
también viene del distrito,
making
consejero.
personal phone calls.
hacen llamadas personales,
He's also doing home visits
están haciendo visitas a los hogares
for our chronically absent students.
para los que son ausencias crónicas.
But we need help. I mean,
Necesitamos ayuda.
perhaps we could organize a day of
Podemos organizar un
PD where we
día
could
en
get the whole team
desarrollo profesional y agarrar todo el equipo
phone banking.
para que llamen.
The challenge we're facing is that the attendance
Lo que
drop that we're
estamos viendo es
experiencing,
que la asistencia se ha bajado.
from what I see,
Lo que yo veo
is happening at schools all across the district.
está pasando en las escuelas
It's a
en
citywide
todo el
phenomenon.
distrito, es en toda la ciudad.
And so if there's low attendance at the elementary school and someone's brother goes to the middle school and someone's cousin goes to the high school,
Si el
and
niño va al elemental, va al lamero y todo eso.
there's sort of a either group think or
Yes.
less desirable influences taking hold of our attendance. It did climb up the last 4 days of last week, and I hope that
Sí, ha
continues.
subido en las últimas 4 semanas y espero que continúe.
Does the local district do any research to try to dig into these things to find out
¿El
what's
distrito local ha
causing the
hecho
trend?
algo o
Yeah,
a buscar
I don't
lo
know,
que poder hacer?
not so much the local district, but the central offices.
Las oficinas centrales,
It was, the superintendent's area of focus on attendance. He was having
el superintendente se enfoca
famous
en la
athletes
asistencia
and musicians doing
Ujú.
robocalls home to try and encourage families
de
to come to
atletas
school.
y de músicos están llamando a casa.
And he's invested in
Ha investido en
a platform that
una plataforma que
is a little bit more dynamic in terms of
es más
robocalls and outreach
más
to parents.
dinámica, que es las llamadas.
Because the district understands the finances behind attendance.
Porque el distrito entiende las finanzas atrás de la asistencia.
And so I can't say I know specific strategies that the
No puedo
local
decir que
districts
hay
are
algunas
using,
estrategias que estén haciendo el distrito local,
but the local districts inform us around what the
pero
central
los
offices are doing.
distritos nos están informando qué están haciendo en las oficinas centrales.
Any other questions or comments about the
¿Alguna pregunta, comentarios?
We have people that are still joining us online.
Yeah, we've got five families online right
Tenemos
now.
5 familias en
Just
línea.
wanted to remind the families online.
Quiero
that we're
recordar a las
doing an
familias
informal
en
meeting
línea
tonight
que es
because
una
we don't have
reunión
quorum.
informal porque no hay un quórum.
So we're going over all the items that did
So
not
estamos
require a vote.
yendo a las cosas, a los puntos que no requieren voto.
We actually had quite a few important items on the agenda
Teníamos
tonight that we
algunos
need to vote.
puntos
So we
importantes.
will have to reschedule a meeting sometime
Vamos
soon,
a
I think.
tener que hacer una reunión pronto.
Unless we can get Victor just to come up here real quick and get that quorum going, and then
Oh,
That would be
Víctor,
great.
Víctor,
So should we reach out to Victor?
Víctor,
Yeah.
yeah, he's
That's a
out.
great idea.
Podemos llamar a Víctor, que él está abajo.
While we're reaching out to Victor, we could do any other announcements of public comment. Are there? is
En lo
there
que
anyone
estamos
that came to
esperando,
visit
¿hay
tonight
algún
that wanted
comentario
to make a public comment
o
or has an announcement
comentario
for the group?
público?
We do.
Yes,
Sure. So my statement is on behalf of Dr. Carolyn Kabner, our school academic counselor, and it's regard to master scheduling, which you have
Es el
yet
comité para los horarios
created.
que se tiene que crear.
I personally want to advocate that governing board creates the scheduling committee as soon as possible. So that we can start
Se
creating
necesita hacer
master
este
schedule
comité lo
next
más
year.
pronto posible
And this is from Dr. Kabner.
para hacer los horarios. Y esto viene de la doctora Kabler.
I have received the 2019-20 master schedule proposals from
Yes.
each department,
Recibí propuestas de los departamentos para el 19-20.
as well as the individual teacher preference sheets.
También lo que prefieren los maestros.
I propose that Mr. Hirsch, Mr. Doer, Mr. Ramirez, Ms. D'Amico, Mr. Vagian, and myself complete the 19-20 master schedule during the school day for the following reasons.
Tienen que completar este horario a las personas que mencionó, que es un grupo de maestros, el director, por las siguientes razones.
First,
Primero.
all departments and teachers have weighed in
Todos los departamentos de los maestros han entrado acá,
and agreed upon individual teacher lines.
han decidido en los maestros.
2, it is difficult to find a meeting time that works outside of the school day for the above individuals and a representative from each department.
Es difícil encontrar un horario para reunirse después de escuela o antes de escuela entre con los maestros de diferentes departamentos.
3, we typically start meeting in January and have not done
Típicamente
so.
hemos reunido en enero y no ha pasado.
In order to create the master in time for scheduling, we will need to meet more than once a week.
En orden de crear este horario, tenemos que reunirnos más de una vez por semana.
4, the master schedule window opens in
El
MISIS at the
horario
end of February.
Abre el final de febrero
And
la
Ms.
ventana.
Ramirez and I begin the scheduling process at the beginning of March.
y tiene el proceso de los horarios empezando en marzo.
Please let me know if you have any questions or concerns.
Por favor, si tienen preguntas o comentarios, déjenme saber.
Did you want to add something?
Yeah,
Yes, please.
okay, so then I have a response. Okay, so I wrote out my response, I'm sorry, it's long. Can you hear me okay? Yeah, okay. So, will I agree that a new system for creating the matrix should be
Estoy de
developed?
acuerdo que el nuevo sistema que han creado la
I have
Matrix,
concerns about the
tengo
proposed system.
preocupaciones a
One or
proponer
two
esto.
people creating a list of who
Una o
they
dos
think should be
personas que
involved
están
seems
creando
very
la lista.
undemocratic, something that STEM prides itself on.
Tiene que ser democrático y tiene que estar orgullosos de estar.
Furthermore, even though I feel that the people on the
Creo
list
que
are
las
very
personas que
trustworthy
están
and have
en
excellent
la lista
character,
son
I find it bad precedents to set. We do not know who will be employed in these positions in the future.
Ellos confían en las personas que están en la lista, pero también tienen que saber cómo van a emplear en el futuro.
I have been on the master schedule committee for the past couple of years because I felt that my department's best interests were not being met.
Yo he estado en ese comité por los últimos 2 años, pero también he visto que mis intereses no se han
I felt that our
visto cumplido.
preference sheets were not being fully respected. So I know that just submitting those or lines doesn't result in those requests being implemented.
No se ha sentido con respeto y que todas las líneas no se han sido implementadas.
My departments made requests at the master schedule meeting that were agreed upon and then still not upheld.
Se pusieron de acuerdo en una reunión para la comité de horarios y todavía no se ha hecho.
It wasn't based on ill
No fue
intent on
porque
anyone's part
fue
on the
el
committee,
intento de
just
cada
differences in
quien, so hay
educational
diferencias
beliefs
en
or mixed
educación
messages.
o los mensajes.
The committee has a lot of power.
El comité tiene mucho poder.
For example,
Por
we've
ejemplo,
gone from Spanish as our foreign language to French
fuimos-
back to Spanish, which has caused
Fuimos
the
español a
displacement of
francés
teachers
y
from
después
STEM.
a español.
They have the power to increase class
Tienen el poder
sizes
de incrementar las clases
based on the EWA
basando en
requirements, which
los
can eliminate
requerimientos de la
positions.
IAA.
There's only one gen ed teacher who teaches 4 periods
Solo
on
hay
that
un
list,
maestro que enseña 4 periodos
and one special ed teacher.
y un maestro de educación especial.
The lack of teachers who are deeply affected and can speak on these issues related to class size.
So, eso se ha
beyond the,
afectado porque no hay muchos
EWA,
maestros y ahora que se va a reducir las clases,
including which courses should be offered,
pues
what's
también
happening in
los
the classroom,
cursos que se
in
van a
department meetings,
a
is
dar
being eliminated for speed.
sea los comités en el departamento tienen que ponerlos más rápido.
Yes, the process needs to be faster, but not
El
by,
proceso tiene que ser más rápido, pero el
but not
tiempo,
through this route.
pero no por este medio.
So I'm proposing a compromise.
Estoy proponiendo que se comprometan.
I believe that bi-monthly 15-minute check-ins with
Creo que
department
2
chairs
veces por mes, que se chequee por 15 minutos los departamentos
at a set time
en un horario,
might better meet the goals of the school.
van a llegar mejor a las metas en la
Minutes
escuela.
and documents, which are usually
Actas y
confidential,
documentos que
should
son
be made available to the
confidencialmente tienen
department chairs
ser,
in order
disponibles
to read them before the
a los
check-ins.
representantes de cada departamento.
That's it, sorry. I know it's long.
You could just send them that, right? And they can, at the end of it.
After what you're saying.
Yeah, I
This
hear
was
you.
public comment, so technically,
Este era un comentario público, técnicamente
we're
no
not
answer.
supposed to respond back and forth.
no
or
tenemos
ask
la
questions.
obligación de responder o tener preguntas.
We're having this meeting is informal.
Este es
now.
informal
It's
ahora,
not,
no es
it's not
una
being held
reunión,
necessarily according to Robert's rules.
no es de acuerdo a las
So I'm not sure how to handle the public comment at this point. Does anyone have any
We
suggestions?
just,
Like, do we just take that down into our minutes and move on? Or should we,
just said,
how should we?
no questions, no answers, no response. We just said.
Well, when we get to the part where the committee discusses
Cuando se llegue a la parte donde el comité discuta
creating the master scheduling
crear
committee,
el horario,
we can take into consideration
entonces
the
vamos a
two
tomar en consideración
suggestions that
las
were made.
sugerencias que
All
se han
right,
hecho.
and that'll likely be at our next meeting.
Y eso es lo
Oh, 'cause
que
it's
va a
not
ser
gonna
la
happen at this
próxima
one?
reunión,
Well,
porque
then
no
Unless
creo
Victor
que-
comes
maybe
up.
Victor will come up.
Well, we'll take
Well,
copies of both statements.
I wonder,
Vamos
so much of the beginning work of the master scheduling committee is about building the matrix. And I wonder if we could make some sort of suggestions around,
Podemos
I don't
hacer
want to,
sugerencias.
like, we're going to wait another month to put together a committee, like that's
No puedo esperar, no se puede esperar otro mes para poner un
dangerous.
comité.
How is the committee usually formed?
I don't even,
Volunteers. I can-
Yeah.
The governing board usually directs the staff to form a ad hoc. And then
El comité de gobierno dirige a que hagan un comité.
People volunteer.
Las personas se ponen voluntarias.
I seem to remember hearing invitations at professional development meetings for anyone who'd like to be part of the master scheduling committee to volunteer. So that's been the protocol year after year after year.
It's changed slightly based on the composition of the committee has changed slightly. About 3 years ago, we started asking every department to send at least one representative to the meeting. And that has sometimes worked. And sometimes not.
So we can't make a formal decision on that now, but this is all being recorded down into our minutes for either momentarily when Victor arrives and we have quorum, we can make a decision.
Cuando Víctor llegue, tenemos el quórum y podemos hacer decisiones.
Yeah, and so one of the things we could do is just say, open it up for an opportunity for,
Una de las
we
cosas que
need
podemos hacer es para abrirle oportunidades,
one from each department.
uno de cada departamento,
And then let those folks discuss when they want the meeting
dejarles
times
a
to
ellos discutir cuándo ellos se pueden reunir.
happen. Let the committee choose when it meets.
So you're saying just follow the protocol that's always been used year after year, but then structure it a little
Seguir el
differently?
protocolo, pero
Well, yeah, I always just try and leave it open so the committee can do
lo
its
que estoy
work.
tratando es dejarlo abierto para que el comité pueda trabajar.
So we just want to ask that each department have
Vamos
representation,
a preguntarle a cada departamento que tenga representación
and then let the committee choose when it meets.
y vamos a dejarle al comité cuando ellos quieran reunir.
Can the staff form together interested parties and then have the committee be officially ordained by the governing board next time we meet if we don't get quorum? So we could at least gather together, the staff can gather together and all the volunteers can be in place. And maybe learning how
Si se
to
puede hablar con el personal y tener ya los voluntarios para la próxima reunión si no tenemos ahorita, si no decidimos nada ahora.
Yeah, I mean, we can just get the word out that we're putting together the committee and that the committee membership will be approved by the board
La
on the,
membresía va
on
a
the
ser
next meeting.
aprobada
So
en la
that gives them
próxima
time
reunión,
to come together.
pero ellos pueden juntarse antes, los que quieran voluntarios.
Because Victor's not coming up here right now. We're not getting quorum.
He's not
He's
answering.
not answering.
He's not answering.
No?
So we
There-
wouldn't be able to act on the request from the counselor without quorum anyway at this point. So even though it's a important request to consider, we can't act on it without quorum.
Well, we are
could-
sort of
but we
acting
could-
against it if we just say, you know, we want to make sure that there's representation from each
Nada más
department.
quiero asegurarme que haya representación en cada departamento.
It's going to be, I promise it'll be messy no matter what we do.
Va a ser
I guarantee there will be upset people no matter what we do. We'll have to just continue to commit
no
to
le hacen lo que hagamos, pero siempre está
student-centered
revuelto.
decisions.
Esta
And
va a ser
that's,
decisión
of
para
course,
los
open to
estudiantes.
interpretation,
Y
and that will yield more disagreements. But we
Depende de
also,
la
I think,
interpretación va a haber más desacuerdos.
do a better job than I can't speak for every school, but we
No puedo hablar por
try
toda
to
la
make it
escuela, pero
transparent.
nosotros tratamos de ser lo mejor
It
transparente.
is teacher-led. The principal has, I just make all the hardest decisions and get in trouble for them, but
So,
we want teacher input. We want the people from the front lines making the decisions. So
necesitamos la información de maestros.
I'm confident we'll do our
para hacer
best.
We
decisiones.
just got a,
And
we
get
just
in
got
trouble.
Yo estoy
a
confortable
message
de
that
que
Victor is coming up, so we are going to have quorum. So we can. move
Víctor
through
va a
the
regresar y
items
vamos a
we
tener
discussed
quórum
yet.
para decidir este punto.
The first item up, as soon as we're sure that we have quorum, is the master schedule committee.
Lo primero que vamos a hablar cuando él llegue
So
va
we
a ser
have-
sobre este
We have
comité.
3 items that are formal, that we have to have quorum for. That's the master scheduling committee. SPSA recommendations, which is actually a very quick review of the recommendations that our English Learner Advisory Committee made. It's quick because our school's already started implementing them. And then a review of the PIP and compact vote. We could start looking at the parent compact and the parent. Yeah. So the parent involvement policy is only translated in English. I'm gonna pass it out to everyone. This is one of the things that ELAC wants to make sure that we have Spanish translations of all this up on the website. The parent compact is in English and Spanish. I have some Spanish versions so we could pass down to any visitors or members who'd like to read it in Spanish. And then I have the English version here has, it's got some extras on it. What we're looking at are where it says, as a student will, and as a parent, guardian, I will.
I can help you translate the PIP in Spanish if you want.
That would be fantastic. We have to approve the upcoming. Here's the PIP, which I'm assuming is the same one. We need, which did you need?
The middle one. The middle you have it. That.
Are there extra of those, Sandy?
This
I
is
have to leave in 10 minutes because of my
No, no,
babysitter.
the Spanish one?
the Spanish. You have this one already?
Yeah.
Oh, here it is.
I have to leave in 10 minutes because of my babysitter, but did you receive the notes? I just emailed it to you,
There's still some pizza
in
there.
case anyone wants anything that I said. Right here? Okay, thank you so
Here
much.
you go. We have 3 items that we had to wait on for quorum.
Okay.
And then you give that to Mr. Andrade.
Thanks for coming up, Victor.
Oh, the minutes also. Thank you, Sandra. So now that we have quorum, yes. Now that we have quorum, we can officially start our meeting.
Ahora tenemos un foro y vamos a comenzar
Welcome.
nuestra reunión.
And yes, we have to approve the minutes.
Mhm.
And I think everyone, Victor, you could take a minute and look over them. There's some minutes there in the middle of the table, and maybe have some.
You guys are on the left. There's the minutes from last.
Likely everyone's had a chance to look over the minutes while we were waiting. Let's just take one more minute just to refresh your memory. Take a look at the minutes from the last meeting and let us know if there's any errors that you see. I think most of us took a look at this before, so I jump in a little quicker than usual. Is there anyone that needs more time to read over the minutes from the last meeting?
I just have a quick
Yes.
question. I don't know. Because it says that Sandra has second or made motions, and I don't understand if she's not part of the committee. Is that something
Yes.
that she could?
Yeah, and it may be an error in the name, Mr. Andrade, on the minutes from before the meeting
Was it the
last
same
month.
page or?
You may have typed in Sandra's name, but it may have been someone else. It's possible that it was a Spanish-speaking participant and Sandra was the one
Yeah, possibly.
translating.
Oh, I see where it's the Sandra Seconds.
Yeah, because Sandra's not an official member of the governing board. She's not here as a community member and a translator. So it was probably a parent.
It's for the date change for the master.
There is different things.
Maybe you
That's
could make a
reciprocal.
note on the minutes that she was translating for a parent. For a parent member.
This is at 6:25 and then again at 6:30. Do you remember who made those motions for second?
You could just note that it was a Spanish speaking parent. Thank you for catching that.
Yep.
Yeah, so that is people.
It's important to go over to actually. Thank you. Does anyone else see anything in the minutes that they need to correct?
Oh, yeah. Just where it says here on second page, Hirsch motions for expanded hours for tutoring. Just to let it say, to expand the window of opportunity for tutoring. It makes it sound like I said, extend so everyone has to tutor more hours. And it was more, we just expanded the window. I just want, kind of clear language so people don't.
Where's
So, Hirsch
6:30.
thing, yeah, 6:30. Hirsch motions for expanded hours for tutoring. So I would move that we amend it to Hirsch motions for an expanded window of opportunity for tutoring.
Any other comments on the minutes? Corrections? Yes.
On Xavier's Peter's part from 553, computer issues extend warranty or new funding. I'm not trying to rephrase what he said, but I think from when I spoke to him, his message was to get new laptops, not extend the warranty on the ones we have now.
I think it was either or.
Because I know we have our warranty up until next year and then it expires. But there's no point in extending the warranty if the laptops themselves are falling apart. So that's what I wanted to put in as well.
Any other comments or corrections on the minutes? Anyone have any? Do we have a motion to approve the minutes from the last meeting?
Sonia Rios make a motion to accept the minutes with the corrections made.
Do we have a second?
That's it.
Victor seconds.
All right, and then we do, is everyone in favor with a thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs up? We have a unanimous thumbs up to approve the minutes. All right, next item is the master scheduling committee. So Ms. Tabagian and Ms. Rivera presented two different ways to go about forming the committee. And then I'm just gonna defer to Mr. Hirsch on how we move forward from here or what we do next, or to Ms. Tabagian.
For the master scheduling committee?
Yes, what should we do for this section?
I just say we advertise that we're looking for representation from each department to join the master scheduling committee, and that the committee come together and come up with a proposal for meeting dates and times.
So So we open it up to the staff during, for example, during PD tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe announce tomorrow and create a Google Doc or I don't know. It's been pretty informal, and maybe that's probably a cause for concern. So if we did a doc or something like that, give everyone a chance.
Is there usually a chair of that committee?
Is it?
Would be a point person.
There hasn't no.
I mean, it's by default, sir, ends up being either you or Dr. Kavner, because in the end, like, nothing will happen if Dr. Kavner's not on it, and none of us know how to necessarily put the whole thing into the system. So she's not part of it.
Should I summarize for Victor what was said?
Yep.
All right. So Dr. Kavner was advocating that we start a master scheduling committee as soon as possible. She says that teachers have already weighed in. It's difficult to schedule out of school hours. Typically, the master scheduling committee already begins to meet in January. Because we've lost so much time, they will have to meet twice a week. The window for scheduling usually opens to the end of February. It begins, and they begin in March, actually, scheduling the classes. And that the committee should consist of, I'm sorry, I didn't get all the names. I know it was Dr. Kavner, Ms. Ramirez, I have to check the
So she was suggesting some personnel that have flexible schedules during the day.
yeah,
That was her
Ms.
point.
Ramirez,
Hirsch, Dora, Ramirez, Bobby.
thank you, Hirsch, Dora, Ramirez, Devagan, and D'Amico. Oh, did you guys want, you're both here, did you want to summarize your own? Briefly? Which I feel like you guys could do a better job of summarizing.
So
that.
we're deciding just as a governing board to say. Okay, so we have to either consider doing one way or another, either naming people to the committee or allowing the committee to form by volunteers. And it sounds like what you're saying is that it would probably be a more supportive to our students in the school to have a volunteer committee rather than appointing.
Lo que dijeron es que van a
So we can,
presentarlo al
should we
personal
agree
mañana
as a
y
governing
lo van a
board
anunciar para
or
ver quién quiere ser voluntario.
motion to
Para
form a
ese
master
comité.
scheduling committee
Una moción para
by
que
allowing staff to
el
volunteer,
comité sea voluntario.
or do we
Dejar
have
que
to be
el
that
personal
specific? Or what is
o
that?
tiene que ser específica la moción.
What's our part in?
¿Qué es
forming the
nuestra
committee?
parte en formar este comité?
This is on our agenda.
I mean, it's hard. We could appoint a chair. For instance, we could appoint Ms. Tobagian as the chair of the master scheduling committee and task her with making sure there's a representative from each. And
And then maybe navigating through some of the needs of Dr. Kavner versus the needs of the
Pueden
teachers that
poner
are.
ahora a alguien.
I'm confident that some of the things that Dr. Kavner wants can be attained once the committee's formed, and they can probably reach some sort of agreement around meeting times, even if it's like
se van a reunir.
a working lunch or whatever. I'm sure they'll.
Un almuerzo.
That just represents the committee so that.
So,
they can-
tenemos que
when a
tener una
decision is made, that
persona que se forme
Yeah.
el comité es más organizado.
I also say I'll share this when the committee meets, but I think it's important just to share with the governing
Es
board.
importante cuando se reúne la comité.
You know, it's always touchy. This is a tough one, and teachers
Es muy
sometimes
difícil porque los
uh,
maestros algunas veces
you can't please all of the people all the
no
time.
podemos darles gusto
And,
a todos todo el tiempo.
What I want to caution
Lo que quiero
against
ver
is it,
precavido en
every year we'll have some teachers that
cada
leave,
año que van a estar maestros que se van.
and that this year may have that too.
Este año tal vez tenemos resultados.
And what we need to make sure is that we don't create a
Tenemos que
master
asegurar
schedule
que vamos a crear un horario
where everyone that's here
donde todos que están acá
gets exactly what they want,
agarran lo que quieren,
and then what's left behind is this line that nobody would want,
que se ha quedado atrás es lo que no quieren.
and then we try and go out and
Todos
fire
los
a
demás
teacher
no
to do
quieren.
that.
Y vamos a comprar un maestro que tiene que hacer eso.
There also could be the case where we
Puede ser el caso
figure
de
out
que
a line that's perfect
vamos a
for
ver una línea que está
the
perfecta
current teachers,
con los maestros que están
and a really nice line, typically just one
Una-
prep, one course for
una
an incoming
preparación
teacher.
o una carrera, no un maestro. que
And
venga,
then through the hiring
nuevo
process,
maestro. El
um,
proceso de
find a
crear-
perfect candidate
a encontrar el candidato perfecto
that doesn't teach the classes of the line that we created,
que no enseña las clases que
And
hemos
so I'm just-
creado en la línea.
letting the board know, and I'll let the
Dejando saber
Master
a la
Scheduling Committee
junta
know,
directiva y al comité
we need flexibility
que tenemos que tener flexibilidad
and student-centered thinking.
pensando en centrarnos en pensar en nuestros estudiantes.
So should we, can we make a motion that, that the staff will be
Debemos hacer una moción de que
and
el
then
personal haga un
committee
comité
decides how they want to
y ellos deciden cómo
structure themselves
estructurarse
and communicate with
y
all the
comunicarse
people
con
they need to communicate with to get
las
the job
personas
done.
que tengan que comunicarse.
Yep.
I just have a question, clarifying question.
Tengo una pregunta.
So are there no boundaries, restrictions,
No hay-
anything regarding the number of staff on this committee,
¿No hay un
Or-
límite en este comité?
guidance as to who should be?
¿O
like,
quién
should
tiene
there
que
be
ser?
at least one representative from each department?
Por lo menos puede haber
I
un
mean, as
representante
chair,
de
I can
cada
essentially do
departamente
whatever I want. If I
O
want
como-
students on the committee,
o
can I
como
do that?
presidenta o
Just
persona.
a little
Puedo agarrar
guidance would
estudiantes
be
también.
great.
Parting thoughts, Miss?
No, I just want to hear the answer, but my daycare pickup, or I got a babysitter until 7, so.
I'm just
You
gonna.
can give me all the
I think
power.
no. I think you just got to make sure that every department's represented.
Tenemos que asegurar que
By
todos los
one person.
departamentos están representados por una persona.
You're not going to need, for instance, the art teacher or the PE teacher there. There's only one of each.
Y no vamos a necesitar arte o PI porque solo hay uno de ellos.
And it's not appropriate to have students in this one right now because there's some HR stuff
No es
connected to that.
apropiado tener estudiantes en esta.
So,
I mean, that's opinion. You probably disagree. Some people might disagree with that.
so
So.
Es una
last year,
opinión,
how
tal
did
vez alguien va
governing
a
board handle this?
estar en
Did
desacuerdo.
Did they just, what motion did the governing board make last year?
¿Qué moción hizo el comité de gobierno el año pasado sobre esto?
I don't remember it being this heated or
No me acuerdo.
it was informal and it wasn't.
No me acuerdo si fue
Last
informal.
year, during this board said, let there be a subcommittee of master scheduling.
Yeah.
You put it out to the staff.
So, sí, dijo que
Is
haga
there
un
anyone that
comité.
has any, besides us that have been commenting quite a bit on it, is there anyone that has a comment on the, how this committee should be formed or any?
Honestly, you guys made the suggestion yourselves. It was pretty, I don't want to say it was evident or clear, but once you started discussing and making comments, it kind of lends itself to be a committee based on staff, with some guidance, possibly a chair to kind of lead the way. It seems that that's probably the best way to do it. Really, probably isn't too much more discussion about it.
Thank you. And I forgot that it has to only be governing board members that comment, but thank you very much for just re-clarifying. I forgot to make that stipulation, sorry. Yeah. So how do I move forward on this, Mr. Hirsch? Just to move past this item.
Esther, are you okay with being the chair?
Are you okay, señora?
Okay, so I would just say that we
Señorita
Would you like to make a motion?
well, we make a motion to
Hacer la moción para
that Esther be the chair and that we put together a committee of no more than
persona
6
encargada,
members
no más de 6 miembros
and doing the best we can for
y hacer
equal
lo mejor
representation.
que puedan.
Yeah. You wanted like 10 people on there or something? Right?
¿Quieres 10?
What do you want?
Todos tienen que estar representados.
Sorry.
But I don't think we'll need to put a cap on members.
No vamos a poner, you said it was gonna be
We had
okay.
a lot, we had like 9 or 10
Oh.
We did?
Teníamos como 10 a 9 a 10 miembros.
Okay, no more than 28 members.
No más de 28, todos los maestros en cada. No más de 28 miembros.
Should we say one member per department?
At least one representative per department.
Limited to one representative per department.
Yeah, or every department be given an opportunity to send one member. If no one from a department wants to join, then that's okay.
Some departments have 2 members.
Well, I think.
Then let's put a
departments
cap
can
on
speak
it.
With each other to make sure they're represented. That would be communication within the department.
What was that, Debbie? Say that again.
Well, we were saying that, so I think Paul was saying we'd make a motion to form a master scheduling committee with Mr. Bogdan as the chair, our instructional coach as the chair. And the committee would consist of one, or could consist of one representative per department.
Is that a minimum? Or maximum?
Maximum. One member per department to represent their department's voice.
Yeah, I like that.
Can I make that as a motion? Can I do that as the chair? Okay, that would be my motion.
I second that motion.
Ms. Rios seconds it. Seconds the motion. Are all in favor of this? We have a unanimous vote, a thumbs up for this master schedule. Okay, we're gonna move on to the next item, which is the SPSA recommendation. That's the single plan for school achievement. And this is a budgeting document. I think it involves our Title I funds only, is that correct?
Esto involucra
Yeah.
título 1,
Which is a large part of the budget.
que es el presupuesto más grande.
And our Title I coordinator, Mr. Dorr,
Coordinador de título 1, mi señor Don,
will be the editor of this
va a ser el que va a editar este documento.
as he has been in past years.
Como lo ha hecho siempre en
One
tiempos
part
pasados.
of formulating the SPSA
El plan
is
único
to have input from a diverse stakeholders.
va a poner
And
información
the
sobre
English Learner Advisory Committee,
todas las personas de diferentes
ELAC, ELIC,
sitios. Va a haber ILA,
is a parent committee
el comité de padres
at our school that represents English language
que están
learner parents.
representando a los niños aprendices de inglés.
They reviewed data at their prior meeting
Ellos revisaron
think
la
it was in
data
November.
en una reunión anterior
and reviewed more data on their February 7th meeting.
más el 7 de febrero.
They looked at last year's SPSA.
Vieron el plan único del año pasado.
They reviewed the LA Unified
Revisaron
SPSA PowerPoint.
la presentación del distrito.
They reviewed their minutes from their prior needs assessment.
También vieron las actas de asesoramiento de
And they
necesidades.
reviewed our school's parent compact.
Vieron el compacto de la escuela.
They are tasked to focus on 2 areas of the SPSA.
Pusieron enfoque en 2 áreas.
The English learner progress
El
and parent
progreso
engagement.
de académico de aprendizaje de inglés y el involucramiento de padres.
And by the way, the SPSA is published, it's a public document published on the district's website. If you do find a school,
El estudio plan está
any
en
school
la
will come
website.
up and you can look up their
En
SPSA.
la website
so
pueden
you can
ver
see other schools'
como
goals and ours is the
SPAC.
same. The 2 recommendations
Las 2 recomendaciones
that ELAC made,
que hizo ILAC,
one was for English learners.
una para los aprendices de inglés.
they looked at the data of long-term English
Vieron la
learners
información de los
and
niños
saw
japoneses que
that
a largo tiempo
reading comprehension
la
is
comprensión de
the
lectura
weakest area of these students,
que es
and
lo
that's where they need
más
the most support.
bajo que hay y donde necesitan más apoyo.
They asked us to purchase a program called Newsela,
Quisieron comprar el
NEWSELA,
programa Nusela
for our LTEL teachers.
para los
Long-term
maestros
English
de los niños aprendices de inglés a largo tiempo.
And now this is going into next year's SPSA, but
Esto va el
just
próximo año,
for everyone's information, we actually already purchased that
pero ahorita ya lo compramos
upon their recommendation.
según la
We
recomendación.
got a license for Mr. Andrade and Mr. Malik to use the
Agarramos una
program.
licencia para
for the
el señor
remainder of
Malek
the
y el señor
school year.
Andrade.
We used
para este
Title
año.
I funds for that.
Usamos título 1 para eso.
It's still in process. The purchase order was just put through, so everything is still in the process of being
Todo está en
implemented.
proceso todavía.
But they have a training for this coming up
Hay un entrenamiento
sometime in the next month.
en el próximo mes.
And if the program is something that they'd like to use in the fall, we have budgeting to continue the program in the fall also.
Si tenemos presupuesto en el otoño, vamos a seguir continuar con
And
el
this program has
Program.
proved to be, it's research based and it's proved to be successful throughout the district. It's recommended by the English learner, the MMED, the Multicultural, Multilingual Department from LA Unified. The second area that they made recommendations for the
La segunda
SPSA
área
are
fue
parent engagement.
involucramiento de padres.
They would like the parent compact
Quieren el compacto de
posted
padres
on
que
the
se
STEM
ponga
website in
en
English
la
and Spanish
página de STEM, inglés y español,
under the parent section of the
bajo
website.
la sección de padres.
And they would also like a focus on improvement for the parent
A mejorar
section
el
of the website.
enfoque en la página.
For example,
Por ejemplo,
volunteer opportunities could be posted,
Oportunidades para
workshops could be
voluntarios,
posted,
talleres también se pueden poner ahí,
newsletters,
ponerse las cartas.
even these televised meetings
Aún estas
for parents
reuniones
who can't attend things.
que
Just
los
basically
padres pueden ver.
beefing up the parent engagement aspect of the school's website. These recommendations of the governing board
Recomendaciones se trajeron al
moves
comité de
to
gobierno.
accept these recommendations.
Hay que hacer una moción para aceptar las
These
recomendaciones.
recommendations, they would just be formalized. They've already, Mr. Dorr has looked at these recommendations and he is ready to write them into next year's SPSA. So
Ya
that
el
way,
señor Thor vio estas
they
recomendaciones.
become a formal part of our Title I
Está listo
funding.
para ponerlos en el plan único.
So, can I make a motion on this myself? Or do I have to have someone else make a motion? So I'd like to make a motion to accept the ELAC's recommendation for English learners and parent engagement. And go ahead and move to put those
Haciendo la
into our
moción para aceptar
SPSA.
las recomendaciones.
And Ms. Acosta seconds the motion. Do we have a thumbs up from the governing board?
Entonces,
Yes, sir.
aceptar.
We have a unanimous thumbs up from the governing board.
That's true.
The next section
Las otras
of
secciones
the agenda is
en la agenda
the
es
parent involvement policy
para la póliza de padres
and the parent compact.
y el contacto de padres.
So I'd like to look at the parent compact first, since it is translated already into English and Spanish. So it's a little easier for us to look at.
El contacto de padres.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think these are also things that are submitted along with the SPSA.
Si no me equivoco, también
I think
eso se
that's why
pone
they're-
en el plan único.
They're put forward to us now to look at.
Esto solo nos están dando para que lo veamos.
So the parent involvement policy, for those of you that have the English version of it,
Los que
it
tienen la
starts
versión
right
de
here where it
inglés,
says, as a student, I will, and as a parent or guardian, I will. Does the Spanish version also have the school philosophy and academic goals
el compacto, ¿no?
on it? No, it just has the as a parent, I will.
Oh, ya.
Oh, is that in Spanish?
No, that's the
That's
one.
the English.
This
The one
is
in
the
Spanish
Spanish
was-
one.
yeah.
Yeah, this is the Spanish. one.
Okay.
This is the- ¿No la tiene? No. Can you put it next to-
Yes. Oh, in Spanish, I passed them down that direction. I made 6. So the parent compact is an agreement between students, teachers, students, parents, and teachers. It talks about
Un
high
acuerdo
quality
entre estudiantes,
curriculum,
maestros y alumnos. También va a estar
expectations for students, what a parent will do at home
Lo
to
que va a
support
hacer
their
el padre
student
para apoyar al estudiante,
and
el
what
estudiante lo que
students
va
will
a
do
hacer
to support
también para
themselves.
apoyar a su mismo.
We can take it for just what it is here and approve it to be our next year's compact. Or we could make some changes to it
Podemos hacerlo
if
así,
we all
o
come to an
hacer
agreement on
cambios.
the changes.
Y tenemos que llegar a un acuerdo en los cambios.
One of the things that ELAC mentioned was, again, having this posted on the STEM website, but also that it would probably be beneficial for parents, students, and teachers to review this multiple times during the year, not just at the beginning of the year, because
Tienen que revisarlo
we all tend to forget this
en
agreement that we've
diferentes
entered into
tiempos en el año.
with the rush of everything else. So with that in mind, that this is something that we could review at the beginning of the year and in the middle of the year, maybe send home every once in a while. Or text parts of it, we could use parts of it on the website as promises, to show off the promises we've made to each other.
Podemos poner partes de esto en la página.
It is a signed document, I think
Un
parents,
documento
everyone signs this at the beginning of the year too.
que
don't they?
firman al principio del año, el contrato. Yes.
I think it goes home to
Después,
advisories, and everyone signs it.
Todos
Ms. Rios
lo
is nodding her
firman.
head yes.
Yeah.
So, we all do sign to this, including the teachers, not just parents and students.
Yeah, some of it says parents will, some of it says STEM will.
Teacher, I will.
We have representatives from all 3 areas. So maybe from those 3 areas, everyone could look at their area, the student, Victor, if you could look at the student area. We have teachers that could look at the teacher area, and parents here that could look at the parent area and see if there's any small changes that you want to make, anything, or even leave it as is, if it sounds good. Does anyone see anything? Oh, well, instead of being pencil unorganized. Victor, do you see any, oh, you're making notes. Do you see anything in the student part that you want to make a comment on?
The dress code. I'll be honest, I didn't know it was for dress code. Aside from
that?
like regular casual wear.
Where do you see that?
So the fourth one of the student I
Fourth.
will.
1, 2, 3. Oh,
Fifth one.
I know, bro.
I forget where it's written. It's not a uniform. It's just like you can't wear shirts that have
Certain.
marijuana paraphernalia or nudity.
Violence, I think.
oh,
Right next to
oh,
the.
just right there. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, we had.
This
we
is
had-
the manual. Part.
So that would be something that students might need to be made more aware of if they're going to actually sign and follow it.
I would say so. I mean, I don't think it's a big problem at STEM, but just so it's clear to all students.
More awareness.
Yeah.
anything else in the student section that you see? And then parents are coming up next. If parents or see anything in the parent section, that's, and it does go, oh. this is about it.
Um, you have in the student, you have to read at least 30 minutes. And then the parent part is monitor electronic devices and make sure that the child reads 5 minutes a week.
Oh, 5 times.
Just 5 times.
Oh,
Five
maybe
times.
it's translated.
Oh, 5 times, I'm
it should
sorry.
be 5
Oh, no,
times a week.
I'm sorry. I'm reading the minutes of that on the top part.
Ah.
Getting it comes there.
Anything else?
No, that's fine, that's fine.
Same thing, we have the dress code mentioned again here too, so, maybe some awareness at the beginning of the school year.
Parents need to know.
Yeah.
I believe Mr. Ramos also goes for the freshman orientation. So I guess we can make it more explicit.
Yeah, maybe at the beginning of the year, we could kind of come back to this and make sure in the 9th grade orientation, the beginning of the year orientation.
And they could be enforced because it's not that much of a problem like they just said, but it should be enforced when you see girls.
Any other parent comments? Okay, and then what about in the teacher section? Is there anything in the teacher section that any governing board teachers would like to make a comment on?
I really
So-
like the last bullet point, respect the school, staff, students, and families, so much that I think maybe we should also include that with the students so that the students, I know it's not really a problem amongst our students, but I think it's important that we state that part of, their job is to be respectful to each other.
What do you think
Especially-
about that, Mr. Hirsch, adding that, the last bullet point in teachers to the student section?
Respect the school, staff, students, and families, also to the student section.
I think this should be added to all 3.
Because the parents
Respect
have
it.
it and then just the
The students
teachers
don't.
and the
Yeah.
students don't have
Oh,
it.
you're right,
Yeah.
the parents have it,
The
all the
parents
adults
have it.
but the kids
The,
don't
the
have it.
students don't have it.
Yeah,
Yes.
And
So
the
take
students
that.
don't have that.
I
So
think
it
that
should
would
be
be,
in
that
all
would be
3.
a nice, very productive change, and it would be really easy for Mr. Dore to just take that and copy and paste it up into the.
And
So what is
the
it, just
students.
students will respect the principal, or what?
The principal, yes.
Schools, staff, students, and families.
So
Other
también
students,
de
they could say
que,
other students
que respeten a las
or their
familias,
peers.
a los empleados y todo. Está en los dos, en dos partes, sería de los padres y de los maestros, pero no está en lo de los estudiantes. Entonces tiene que poner en las 3 partes para los estudiantes también.
Yeah, it makes sense. Students will respect
Señor Hirsch
students.
dijo que también para que respeten al director.
I can make a note to make sure that Jason gets that.
Y hacer una nota para que el señor Dore vea eso y lo pueda poner en la parte del estudiante.
I'd like to make a motion that we add the line respect the school, staff, students, and families
Una moción
to
para
the
que se
student
añada.
section of the school parent contract. Do you have a question?
And to enforce the dress
Or
code.
are you seconding or do you have a question?
Second.
Seconding? Mr. Costa, second. Do we have a thumbs up? Thank you. Okay, now, this is gonna be more complex because we don't have it translated into Spanish. And it really should be because.
The
it's
parent
not-
policy, I did
Title one,
translate it
Title
last year. I did translate it last year, but I think the same thing. I'll look for it. Because I went through that
Okay,
last year. A la de póliza de padres, si se recuerdan, sí estaba traducida el año pasado en español, pero ella parece que no lo encontró ahorita. Lo puso solo ahora en inglés nada más.
I'd actually like to read just the first
Voy
line of
a
each one of
leer
these.
la primera línea de cada uno.
Just because I want to make sure this is our involvement policy and we're trying to decide on our policy for the next year, so we want to make sure
Están
these are all
decidiendo la
things
póliza
that
del
can be
próximo
fulfilled.
año
or at
y van
least
a ver que
attempting.
todavía que traten de hacerse las cosas que están acá.
So item number 1, we will build our
Uno.
parent center in order to support the involvement and leadership of STEM
Van a,
parents.
van a construir un centro de padres para apoyar el involucramiento y liderazgo de los padres en esto.
And is that an item that we want to maintain in our Title I policy? Is that something
Eso es
we
algo
are going
que
Yeah, it's
to
just-
continue doing?
quieren mantenerlo.
It's just, this is the parent center in here, or?
Ese es el
Yeah, it just
centro
says
de
build
padres
our parent
prácticamente acá. Aquí veo a mis padres también.
Yes, it says the center located across the hall from the STEM office.
El
Will
centro.
provide parents a home on campus and a location from which to pull into policies decided upon by the parent committee.
So, está localizado, es como dijo el señor Hirsch, este es centro de padres al frente de la oficina de STEM. Y se van a decidir las locaciones para los comités.
Well, and for now, really, this is our parent center.
Yeah,
Ahora
it's our
ese es
CCPC, our College and Career and Parent and Community Center
College and Career. It does.
and
Yeah.
Counseling
So,
and after school
is that
programming.
still, everything in that paragraph still accurate, Paul? And that's
Eso está bien.
what you want for the 18-19 policy?
Yeah.
Yes.
Está bien.
All right, item number 2
Dos,
is STEM Parent Support Committee.
un
We'll
apoyo de
build the parent
comité
committee
que van a
through
hacer
both
un
outreach and leadership development.
comité de padres y se va a hacer un desarrollo de liderazgo.
And then it talks about reaching out to parents.
Habla de que van
It does mention
van a
building
traer-
parents' leadership
a traer los padres,
and educating parents on Title I,
educando a los padres del título 1,
which would be those Title I workshops.
que va a ser los talleres de título 1.
So we heard from the parent committee that they are actively trying to hire a parent rep.
Están activamente que se va a entrevistar a la representante de padres.
Yeah, one challenge though, or
Una
something
de
that's
las
come up
cosas que
recently.
está llegando recientemente,
Have you guys heard about this? There's like new district policy around the community rep, and it's gonna
I'm classified now,
yeah, it's like
and then the new on board is going to be on probation for 6 months.
you're classified
I'm
Classified
classified now.
at King,
Yes,
and they
not at
providing
will work anymore.
and they're providing health insurance.
Nah, they haven't talked to me about it, but I just received a call today
'Cause
to
it's
check our
changing.
email. It's changing since starting January 1st, empezando enero 1. Ya no, los representantes de la comunidad ya no son nomás un empleado, una posición que abrieron o porque no le van a poder despedir porque no le parezco, no le parece ella, le voy a despedir. So ya vinieron a la posición de clasificado, que ya es por señoría. So ya es una posición más que está más abierta.
So I bring all that up to say this is good, and there are more rights, and they're gonna have
Es bueno y
classified.
un
You're gonna have
poco más,
labor
but
protections,
might be some.
but I think there's gonna be different costs associated with it, and we're gonna have to make some
Va a
adjustments
ser,
in the budget.
va a ser
to
una
accommodate
asociación de
for that.
costos
Well,
más.
maybe this was
Y-
actually written with something like that in mind because when reading it again, this is tasked to the parent support committee.
Este es para la
So it's
comité
not
de
actually
apoyo,
tasked to a parent rep.
no es para la representante de padres.
So as
Yeah,
long
this
as
is
we're
more like-
as long as we're willing to make sure that the parent support committee understands that this is part of their
Esto es para la
Their
comité
committee,
de que sientan de que
responsibilities.
es una responsabilidad del comité.
I think everything in number 2 are things that we are
En el
actively
número
pursuing,
2 es lo que
including doing the Title I meetings.
incluyendo los títulos 1.
Yep.
So I mean, in my opinion, number 2 is still valid to keep in.
Mhm.
I don't see anything
Yes.
that needs to be changed.
When do you actually have the Title I meetings?
The Title 1 meeting is el anual, que se dan at the beginning. The one we were giving at the beginning of the annual Title 1 es el que es mandatorio que tiene que dar. Que no nos llegaron para.
And the Title I workshops
Nos
is
llegaban
an area of
3 veces
improvement.
hicieron.
for
When
us.
was it?
We did it
The
on
Title I meeting was at
we
the
did
very,
it 3 times, right?
yes, was at the very beginning of the year. we mixed it in with the E ELAC.
Hicimos en
But I
Ila,
mean, you guys probably didn't get parents because
lo
I
hicimos el
didn't get a
sábado
call.
también.
I didn't get a call or anything. So if we're not getting
Está Elizabeth que sí se
informed,
informó.
then
Sí se informó, se mandó llamadas. Sí. We made the phone calls with Mr. Hirsch. To inform that
for which
the
one?
Title One, annual Title One meeting that we did on Saturday too.
At the
Uh,
beginning of the
We
year?
were actually
Yes.
there.
We,
It was
yes.
downstairs at the parent center.
Remember we did it on a Saturday also, para ver si llegaban padres y no llegaban.
But you guys didn't get calls? No.
at least I did.
Yeah, so, and one of our areas of improvement are holding those Title I workshops in our town.
Una de las mejorías que estamos
And
haciendo
that's
estos
what
talleres de
this
título 1.
second point here on the parent
Este es el
involvement
segundo
policy.
del punto en el
It's,
involucramiento de padres.
It's talks about fulfilling the Title I requirements for parents.
Because usually, like all of those meetings are open to everyone, and so we should
Yeah.
everyone get a call. Because
Everyone.
when I don't know when ELAC meetings are happening, because I don't receive
No, es-
those messages, so I'm just saying what I don't receive.
No, lo que dijo ella que lo inmersió con ILAC fue que al principio del año, cuando se hace casa abierta, se hizo también para título 1 y ILAC. So, pero los padres vinieron y se fueron, así entraron y así se fueron. También se hizo otra vez en diferente tiempo y se hizo el último, creo lo hicimos el sábado.
El
Elizabeth estuvo en esos. Y
Also,
estuve
I
llamando.
think we need to make it clear to parents,
Ujú.
from what I understand, and I need to be more
Entiendo de
familiar with the
que
website,
estamos más
but if
familiarizados
there is a
con la
link to the
página.
calendar on the
Está en
website,
el calendario de la
that,
página también.
I know on my calendar I can do
Yo
a
sé que en mi
search.
calendario puedo
I
ver.
don't know if I can do a
Postar.
search on the calendar that's on a computer, but on my phone calendar, I can do a search for ELAC and the meetings will come up. But I don't know about the calendar that parents are seeing online for a school. I don't know. how
Ella
that
dice ella
works.
porque ella está encargada de ir.
No, yeah,
Pero
and
se ha
I'm
puesto
just
ella
like
ha
estado
getting
en-
back because like ELAC or governing board or all of those meetings, they're supposed to be posted even outside the school.
You
Like,
can.
so it has to. And then not just the website, I know
Se
the
tiene que
website
poner
is there,
afuera,
but I mean, it should
es
be
de la
like,
escuela.
available for everyone.
Yeah,
en-
they should be posted downstairs at that welcome desk.
Mhm.
Is that what you're saying?
Entonces,
Or outside, like something, because that's the what the
Mhm.
district says. You have to post it outside the
Do
school
we have
or like in a
permission?
place.
Post.
We used to
I'm
post
sure
it like right. We used to have a thing like it was just a little glass, and you could drop
Yeah, that's
just a
what
one
we
sheeter in,
post,
but it's right there
um,
in front of our
that's-
STEM office. But I guess we could
have
put it on the
something down at
street.
the welcome desk.
do we ask permission to the la cosa es que hay que pedir permiso de la otra escuela y
Even
antes
just
no nos
having a
daban
monthly calendar
como
that
me
has the
dijeron que el
meetings
centro de
listed
padres
on
no
it.
se
because-
compartía.
What I'm saying is, what if the district comes? You guys are not complying with the rules of the district.
Si el
So that's
distrito
what I'm
viene,
saying.
si el distrito viene nos está llegando con las reglas. So we're gonna ask permission from the principal downstairs and we're gonna put this big poster.
Yeah,
Because I mean,
next
if
to
we have
his.
to ask permission,
Next to
we'll
his.
ask for permission, and we have to do what we have.
Pero no nos daban.
Then we call the district, because if we're sharing, then we have to share.
If they don't give permission, then we have to call the district.
Yeah, they'll let us
Yeah,
put
Okay.
stuff on the wall.
Es otro director, esperamos que se nos dé.
yeah, it's really just putting up, I mean, even just a monthly calendar that shows when meetings are gonna be for the month. So item number 2 is still valid.
Es válido el número 2 todavía.
Item number 3,
El 3,
the parent committee and STEM staff will work together to create a homeschool compact,
el comité de padres y del personal de
which
STEM
we have.
van a crear un compacto de padres, maestros y estudiantes, que es lo que acaba de ver acá. Es este.
Here it says the parent committee and STEM parent support committee will evaluate the compact
Van,
annually.
van a evaluar este compacto anual. So we need to
But
do
that,
this.
well, we either need to leave that in or it's really the governing board. Is it the governing board that evaluates it?
The governing board accepts this at the
It's-
end.
So is the parent committee the one that is supposed to create? No, they're
We
talking
can
about,
revise. We
They're
can
talking about
revise
the
it.
compact.
Yeah, we can revise. We can go through it with the parents also.
Number 4,
4,
through phone calls home.
por medio de
meetings with
llamadas a
parents,
casa, reuniones a padres,
events
eventos
planned by the
planeados
parent
por
committee,
el comité de padres
and outreach by YPI.
y también por YPI.
We will inform parents of
Vamos a
their rights and
informar los derechos, a
responsibilities
las
to support their
responsabilidades,
child's
apoyos
learning,
al aprendizaje de los
and to
niños
participate actively in
y
all Title
participar
I activities.
activamente en padres en título 1, actividades del título 1.
You know, so
Como
again, we're
desarrollo
back
de
to
la póliza
outreach on the
del compacto,
Title I activities. We need to make sure that's happening, and we need to make sure those
tiene que
activities
saber
are
que se
happening.
están pagando,
The required Title I workshops
los,
need to be
los
happening.
talleres que están requeridos.
Number 5, the parent committee,
El comité de padres, el 5,
STEM parent support
y
committee.
el comité de apoyo.
Are those
de
two
padres.
different things, Mr. Hirsch? The parent committee and the STEM parent support committee, they're listed twice. Like if you look at number 5 on this, it's listed
It
twice.
appears, it seems like two, but I don't think.
I think it's the same, the same, they're in the committee.
Yeah, it's like describing it. The parent committee, the STEM parent support committee. Like,
I can just have Jason look at this and maybe edit it for.
That will be,
is there?
parent committee will
What-
be
what
like
group?
ELAC.
There's a
Parent
parent committee and a parent group?
The parent committee is like the ELAC meeting, the committee, because it's form of parents.
Uh,
Yeah, or
And the
like
support is the
like
one
a
we have.
PTA or something, there's a
Yeah,
parent group.
ELAC.
I think the wording is wrong, it's not supposed to be committee. There's like a parent group and then there's an actual committee that's for parents but made out of teachers.
the parent support committee
There's a parent support.
hosts
committee
meetings and
For the parent group.
For the parent group.
The parent committee are like the, would be, for example, like the parents that come to coffee and tea with the principal, if they started having their own meetings and creating a group, doing phone calls or
Okay.
doing events, that would be the parent committee. Parent. Okay, the parent committee and the STEM parent, and YPI, my regular events.
YPI van a crear eventos
Such as parent
regulares
conference nights, holiday
como
potluck,
las conferencias
coffee
de,
and parent retreats.
de padres, los convivios, café con el director y muchas cosas para apoyar aprendizaje en casa.
Okay,
So are we leaving it as two or are we closing it one?
I think leaving it as 2 because I understand now the parent committee could be just a group of parents.
El- yeah, es que
And the STEM parent support committee would be
la,
The
el-
teachers,
la idea de eso es de
Are
the
que
students, hopefully.
teachers that meet regularly.
ajá, el grupo de apoyo es lo que nos reunimos regularmente.
Number
Como queremos
6,
padres.
Paul, can you look at number 6 and see if that's still feasible for us to leave in here?
El 6
Establish
es
and
establecer y
support a
apoyar
school family
en la-
engagement team
las familias,
comprised of parents, YPI
comprometer a
personnel,
los
STEM
padres,
teachers, and
a
other
lo
staff.
personal de YPI.
I think you'd have to take
Maestros y otros.
YPI out because that was when we were part of the Promised Neighborhood Grant and they had those deliverables. Now YPI is here, for after school programming.
Are we
Yeah,
going
that
to
was-
establish and support a school family engagement team?
The
Well, that's the student support.
Why-
That's the parent support committee, right?
YPI will be like whatever, yeah, what
Is
was
it, well,
doing
maybe
before.
it should be just
Yeah,
called parent support committee then.
she's trying to
Yeah,
ask me
parent
for
support
help.
We call it 2 different things, it's a different,
Yeah, parent support committee is the school family engagement team.
Mhm.
parent support committee.
We can leave it to the YPI person because I don't think they're able to engage.
There are other areas in this that YPI has mentioned, Paul. Is it still, could you just
Ya no
kind
me
of scan
entienden a
the
mí.
document and make sure that
Bueno.
YPI should still be in all those spots?
Ya no me entienden a mí ahí.
What, number 7?
Can you just look through like
Número
from
7.
1, like all the way through it and all the
Vamos.
places where YPI is mentioned? Are there any places where they just shouldn't be there anymore?
So these are,
Maybe just kind of.
Yeah, almost everywhere.
it's in the whole document.
Because this was back when we were part of the Promised Neighborhood
So maybe
Grant.
just have Jason take out all the references to YPI.
Yeah. We love YPI, but they're
I'm not
not.
part of it anymore. Sad.
Yeah, remember?
Yes.
Now it's the YPI does the after school programming.
All right. So number 7 is we will invite parents to workshops to learn about our school's curriculum, the assessment program, and
Van a
other
invitar a
pertinent
padres a los
requirements
talleres para que aprendan el currículum del asesoramiento del programa
of all
y
students,
pertinentes requerimientos pertinentes, expectaciones
learners,
de
special
todos los
education,
estudiantes, aprendices de inglés, de educación
migratory
oficial y estudiantes migratorios.
So again, we're back to parent workshops.
Oh, yes.
I still think we do have a goal of, do we still have a goal of doing parent workshops here at school?
Yeah,
So we can leave that in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Al 8, ¿será que vamos a involucrar padres en el desarrollo y evaluaciones del plan plan único de aprovechamiento escolar?
Number 8, we will involve parents in the development and evaluation of the SPSA. And yes, we do that for ELAC. We've got a small but powerful ELAC
Yep.
committee.
Yep.
And we did that this year and we're going to be doing it again next
Vamos
year.
a hacerlo el
Lots of
próximo
parents.
año. Lo hicimos, está muy chiquito el ILAC, pero ahí vamos fuertes.
Number 9, in
Número 9,
collaboration with YPI,
en colaboración con YPI.
but that's not going to happen
Yeah,
now.
no.
STEM will provide workshops on the Common Core standards. I think that whole number 9 is not relevant anymore. So take a look at number 9 and see if we should just cross that out completely. Because it refers to YPI.
I'm sorry, what happened?
On 9?
Yeah.
On 9, in collaboration with YPI, STEM will provide workshops.
Yeah.
Common Core standards.
Should we
It will
remove
be
that completely?
Yeah.
just completely or just YPI?
And let's see if we can get
Workshop?
one more thing out so it can just be an even 10. And then next year we can streamline this even
I
more.
think leave it out because we are already being
Because you're talking about
challenged
workshops.
holding the Title I workshops.
Yeah,
And I think
just
we
take
don't
out
need
the
to-
first in collaboration with YPI.
I don't think we need to add more workshops onto the commitment, because if we could just get the workshops that are mentioned at the beginning of this document
Oh,
going,
okay.
These Common Core workshops could fall into,
Oh, okay.
since they're
So
not
that's,
mandated.
you're
Yeah.
taking off
I
9?
say take off number 9 completely.
Alright.
And maybe 11?
Let me just look at what is 10. Parents will gain better understanding on how to support their children,
El
share
10,
ideas, ask questions.
tendrán los padres más
concerns.
mejor entendimiento, apoyar a sus
Teachers'
niños
letters sent
en el
home.
compartir ideas,
during the
preguntar
first week of
preguntas,
school.
dar la voz al regreso a la escuela,
And class
regularmente
meetings on
en
back to
los
school night,
café
and
con el
coffee
director
to the principal.
y eventos que han
Yep, that one we
sido
do.
varios.
And do we do the letters home
Accesibles
during
a
the
los
first week of
padres.
school? Or should we continue doing that?
10, yes. Right? 10
Yeah.
is fine.
Okay, all right, take that. Number
You said
11. So what were we
11.
saying about number 11?
It's just, it's got YPI written all over it.
Yeah, it's basically a YPI
Yeah.
paragraph.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
gonna take that out.
Yeah.
We take that out and now we've got an even 10.
Perfect. And then the last one is STEM parents will actively participate as leaders in the
El
school
último
governing
es,
board
los padres de STEM van a estar activamente
and as
participando
volunteers to support classroom
como
and school-wide
líderes en el
activities.
comité de gobierno, en los comités voluntarios,
Parents will be
apoyando
invited to
salones
events personally by
y las
parents
actividades de la
board
escuela. Los padres serán
Never.
invitados a los eventos personalmente al apoyo al comité de
during
apoyo,
ninth grade
miembros
orientation,
durante el
parent
noveno
conferences,
grado,
during
en la
back to school
orientación, el día de conferencias, durante el regreso a la escuela, para asegurar que los padres de STEM sean invitados y mandar cartas a casa con el calendario y que los padres
Paul,
estén
can you look at
informados
the
en los
last
eventos
sentence on number
escolares.
12 and make sure that's something that you want to continue
think it
doing
looks-
or make sure that's accurate? Or leave it off completely and
I mean, that's what we do at the beginning is we send out a letter with the
calendar?
date,
Okay.
a calendar of important dates.
Do the orientation, we do our conferences, back to school. Yeah.
Okay. So, then I would like to make a motion to submit this to Mr. Dora with these changes? So
Second
we
that.
can Write it up, and Mr. Hirsch seconds it.
And I appreciate we've done some streamlining. I think this document could probably use more streamlining. It doesn't take away from what we offer parents, but to make it a little more easy to digest. So we did some of that tonight.
Make sure that we can actually check off the boxes. And
Vamos a sacar las cajas.
Okay. So that was the last
Esa
item
era la
on the
última
agenda
parte en la agenda
for the formal meeting.
para la reunión formal.
Number 9, we need to set the next meeting date, and then
Número
we can
9,
adjourn.
tenemos que poner nuestra próxima reunión. Esperamos que nos puedan
Do we need to
acompañar.
vote on the
We didn't.
The-
Oh, yeah, I
yeah.
just motioned it, but I didn't ask
the
anyone.
motion we second, we didn't vote though.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
Mr.
yeah.
Hirsch seconded,
Yes.
and we didn't do a thumbs up.
Yes.
So can we all do the consensus vote for submitting the changes of the parent? Or the parent, the IPD changes. And it's unanimous. Thumbs up.
Nice.
All right, we need to set the next meeting date.
La
That's
próxima reunión será
when should we meet next, Mr. Hirsch?
¿cuándo será?
Can we kind of leave it open until we get the budget because we need to wait till.
Okay.
I mean,
Usually
Well,
what
2 days,
happens
3.
is that you set like extra dates and then you
Leave
just
them open.
cancel in case there's no meeting, but like.
tentative date, couple.
yes,
In
because-
3 weeks maybe, like this,
Mhm,
more or
you
less
say
3 weeks.
You think
like
we'll
in
have it in
3
2 weeks? Or?
I know something. I think like if we could do one on March 12th. What is that?
That's a Tuesday.
March 12.
Can we do that?
Senior defense, 2
Yeah.
to 4.
The 11th. You want to try for?
Council members in the morning.
I can't do the 11th.
11th, that will be a Monday.
Can we do the 12th? Do the 12th?
We have senior defense on 2 to 4.
Oh, I'm on the wrong month. Sorry. So let me start over.
Oh yeah.
So the 11th, I can do the 11th.
And on Monday,
And then you want to put in something else like the 13th?
after school, meeting, 3 people in the- and then the 18th,
11 and 13 or something like that? Are you guys available those dates?
yeah.
That sounds good.
11 and March,
And I mean, I'm available every day after school on the week of the 11th.
so one of those days.
Wednesday is not a great day.
So every day but Wednesday?
No, it's not. Wednesday is not a good day.
Yeah, so we'll do, so everybody available every day except Wednesday?
We're doing the 11 and
13.
11th and 14th?
yeah.
14.
Oh, yeah, 'cause you have to-
That's Thursday. 5:30, right?
Yeah.
Distress day, till 4. Yeah,
Oh, what time?
5:30, right?
So, forget, I don't think we have to make a motion to adjourn the meeting. I think we can just adjourn.
No to adjourn.
We're closing out the meeting. For those of you that are online, if you have any comments, please send them.
Thank you.
We'll post when the next governing board meeting happens. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining
You
us.
guys can come also.
7:35.
8:35.
Oh, clock's going, oh my gosh,
It's 7:35.
It's 7:35.
Thank goodness.
7:35. 8:35? You adjourned at 8:35, you said it. You said, no, she said it. Oh, I heard 8:35, you said 8:35. Okay, I'm repeating.
Alright,
7:35.
and then I'll make a note to, make sure that Jason gets those changes. And then I'll also let him know that you're offering to translate once he has the parent. And then a digital copy,
Alright.
so he can send you a digital copy and then we can get it to, Akira, so we can post it.
I can't wait till I'm not
Or this goes to
secretary.
Jason on Friday.
I cannot wait.
Really?